This is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I wanted to do a video on managing your farm for nutrients or managing your farm for biology. And that's really what it comes down to. And when you manage for nutrients, you get worried about how much nitrogen you're giving your tree, and you think you need to add calcium, which is so bizarre to me, knowing that we're on calcareous rock. That the need to apply calcium that can only be something that somebody was taught, because it just doesn't make sense to do it here, unless you're ignoring the biology. Turns out the biology is how your plants get the nutrients, and in the right amounts. And the way they get them is from the soil microbiome. So the soil microbiome is biology. And when you start applying nutrients that you think your tree needs, you start putting your system out of balance. And what really needs to be done is you need to look at the biology where your tree is growing, and that microbiome of your plant. So we grow fruit crops, tropical fruit trees, and my whole goal here was to grow the best tasting, sweetest fruit anybody's ever had. So we kind of focus on flavor. And it turns out that flavor is from the endophytic biology that grows inside your plant, or the plant microbiome. It's just how it is. And does it look like we need to apply calcium here? No. You can't just look at the nutrient and think that you know the exact amount the plant needs at the exact time. Because plants have the ability, in a healthy biological system, to push their nutrients below ground during, like, a hurricane. So ignoring the biology is really putting your system completely at a deficit. And by ignoring biology means like mowing and removing of carbon from your system in Florida, because that's how you compact the soil. And so you're really not going to have the right biology to grow a plant. Plants today are only growing 15% of their capabilities, so we have a long way to go. And just looking at how much nitrogen that is suggested by the agricultural community, the teachers of the farmers here, just really highlighted exactly what is wrong. And these practices are the same practices that they do in animal husbandry and our own healthcare system. So if you go to the doctor and you have like a kidney stone, they suggest a procedure. When all they have to do is tell you that if you drink like lemon water, it will cure it, probably. It's not even discussed. It's just like hiatal hernia. There's like all kinds of pills, and people have issues with that. But they don't tell you that it's because your microbiome in your stomach is screwed up. You can fix it with the right fiber and diet. It's crazy. It's a money-based system, and that's kind of what's destroyed our health and our plants' health. And the lessons that they teach about balancing for nutrients and ignoring everything else, the microbiome of the plant. That microbiome in the plant that grows inside the plant, the endophytic life inside your plant, is your microbiome. And if you're consuming meat products that are raised with antibiotics and fed all their toxic plants, you know, because that's how they do it, they manage for nutrients, and if that puts the system out of balance, and then the plant gets diseased, and so then they suggest a fungicide. It gets diseased or it's attacked by a bug because of mismanagement. It's just really bizarre how we've gotten to this space in growing plants for our food. And finally the information's getting out there, so it's just a matter of time before the governments wise up, the people wise up, and demand that their governments do something about these destructive ways, just so some people can make money. Just really, I mean, why is the Biodynamic Demeter Association have a limit of 75 pounds when there's no limit, and it's like 750 pounds can get applied for me? They all wash into the water, people. I mean, come on. This is like pollutants left over from World War II that they needed to get rid of, that we've been consuming. Because that's what we've been doing. You consume the products they use to grow your food. And ignore the biology. And kill the biology inside the plant. So if you're not consuming the healthy microbiome in the soil of that your plants grow in, you're not going to have a healthy digestive system and not be getting all your nutrients you need. I'm so glad I figured this out, because I was having some health issues and couldn't understand all my problems I was having, and my household that was having at the same time, different ones, and each one of these issues that we had that, well, they recommend getting an operation or taking a pill for, we've cured with our diet. So we've got to start talking about the biology in our food and the biology in our soils, because just applying calcium, why are you applying calcium in Florida? I cannot figure out that. It's because you have no biology to deliver the calcium to your plant. For sure, if you're spraying copper, you don't have any. If you're using systemic fungicides, you don't have any. Probably if you're applying hundreds of pounds of synthetic nitrogen a year throughout your neighborhood, you don't have any. So it's been a war on biology, is what it's been. Modern farming, to get rid of chemicals that were used for a war. Nitrogen. we got to start talking about the plant's microbiome and our microbiome and the animal's microbiome all being the same. And focusing on restoring this ecological nightmare that has been taught. It's been taught. They teach it in the colleges. Anyway, I just feel it's so important to like try to make people understand what they're doing is like, it's so bizarre. We are on calcium rock here in Florida. You need the biology to untap the nutrients for your plant. You need to consume the endophytes, which is the soil microbiome. The endophytes in the plant. They need to outlaw the chemicals that are used to destroy Florida. And I mean, together we could all turn this place back into Eden. You know, it's a tropical fruit growing paradise. I think I've shown that. May not have as many trees as you would like at the right size, but I'm just one person on 10 acres and I'm kind of old or getting there. And I've only been here 5 years, so it is possible, and everything can fruit really well. In fact, it fruits better. Remember, we're only growing at 15% of our plant's capabilities. So I think that looking at the biology is worth giving a try. Especially since it's so good for you. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I hope you have a good day.